Hello, welcome back to the channel, to Van Life Designer. What I'm doing today is installing the 2 rear cargo door windows, and I have done my research, which means watching YouTube videos, and then I've also outlined a step-by-step to do today because there's a lot of steps in this one, and I will share that with you below. And I'm going to be cutting it with a jigsaw, and then I'm going to be smoothing it out with an angle grinder. And then with this particular window installation, you install a rubber grommet all the way around the inside after you prime the raw edges, of course, and then you actually squeeze urethane, like a bead, all the way around the edge that basically glues and waterproofs it to the back of the van door. So follow along, enjoy, bye-bye for now. Hi, I'm Candace. I'm a lover of mountains and meditation and have decided to minimize my life, buy a Sprinter van and convert it into a tiny home on wheels. Having a background in interior design, I'm going to give you my tips, views and experience on design and how to project manage your conversion whilst being a total novice at doing the actual build. Okay, so over to tools that we're going to need for today's project. So what we have is our suction cup grippers, which are amazing. Trusty dusty jigsaw with a brand new blade. I am going to cover that in blue tape in a minute. As always, my gloves, hand protection, ear protection, really needed for when you're cutting through metal. Okay, we've got a metal file. I have an angle grinder that I'm going to use with a flap disc on it to just smooth out the edges after I do the cutting. Found that really great thing to use. So that's the cutting phase of things. I always just have a brush to brush away metal filings, flathead screwdriver because you always need it for something, a Sharpie, I'll show you what that's going to be used for. Okay, now this, eye protection. Protection. You don't want to lose your eye, your hands, your hearing, just to state the obvious. These things are cheap, really, and you're going to be using them all the time. Really important. Okay, so onto the glass fitting stage. What we have here is caulking gun. We have Silkaflex, which is a urethane, okay, that we're going to use to stick the glass to the van. I've got plenty of that. Now we have primer, and all this has come from Van Windows Direct. Fantastic people, really love these people. That's going to be an important piece with a little applicator tool. This is the rubber gasket that's going to go around the cut. Once you've done the cut, there's actually a double wall there. This is going to secure that and seal it. And then I just got some extra high sheen glass cleaner. So, and I always have a box cutter with me. You're always going to need it for something. So as I'm starting up here today, this is the inside back, obviously, of my van, and there's different methods to do this. I'm going to mark the inside, cut pilot holes with a drill and drill bit, which I forgot to put in my parts intro, okay? And then I'm going to cut it from the outside, and the reason is the tool I have, which is a jigsaw, it won't fit in these ribs. So I'm going to have to cut it from outside. There is a rib there on the outside, but it's less than ½ an inch, okay? So what I've done is I've gone around this inner edge with Sharpie all the way around, okay? And that's just going to guide me when I start to cut my pilot holes. And we're going to put more pilot holes on the corners than we need in the middle because we can use a straight edge, and we're going to put more on the corners. All right. What I've just done here is I've just taped up the inside of the door with some plastic and some gaff tape just to limit the metal filings getting inside the van. Okay, so what I'm about to do now, as you can see all the little pilot holes all around there, I'm going to trace around the outside of that with a Sharpie, and then I'm going to tape around it with blue tape to protect the paint from the jigsaw when I do the jigsawing. Here goes. Have it, black line around which to jigsaw. Here we have it, ready to go, ready to cut. Of course, you'll do the same with the other window. Okay, so I wasn't recording. So what I've done is I've actually cut some larger pilot holes just in a few places around the circumference so that you can fit the thickness of the blade into it and start cutting, which is what I'm about to do. Well, there we have it. Look at that. 2 holes in the back of my van. One thing you didn't just see me doing was emptying out metal filings from my bra. Yeah, it kind of gets everywhere, hence all the protection. So I'm just going to actually take the tape off, and then I'm going to use an angle grinder with a flap disc on it to tidy up the edges on the inside before we proceed. Now gently metal file the edges. So if you can see that metal filings all over my t-shirt. This is going in the wash straight away tonight. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a really big cleanup of any metal filings, of dust, etc., because the dirty phase of the project is done, and we need to get it really clean to adhere the actual windows to the van. So here goes. All clean. So right now, before I do anything else, I'm going to check that the window fits the frame. The next thing, I'm just going to be priming the inside edge, the raw edge that's just been cut and sanded. This primer that came with the windows, and this little thingy, it's cute. It's like a rabbit's tail. I'm ready to actually put the rubber strip around the edges at this point. And then we have the rubber inner strip on both hours. I'm just going to prime around the outer edge of the rubber strip with this and the primer. There we have it. Now I'm going to urethane around the window. It's almost there. One thing I want you to notice is there's a V cut in this. Can you see that? You need to trail that at the back so you get like a triangular shape. You need to cut it like this and you need to trail this at the back of your caulking. You keep coming in and saving the day at the end of the... Oh no, my hands are just worn out.
Yeah, doing the easy work.
And there we have it, 2 rear windows installed. I have taped all the way around the edge so as to limit dust getting caught on the edge of the urethane behind the glass. But that's it, that's today's project done, and I will wait, I'm going to say 24 hours before I take the tape off and actually drive the van, because you don't want things to move around. That was a long day. So it was good, did 6 hours and got both of the rear windows installed. And so what did I learn today? Firstly, I watched 2 main videos about twice to work out what was going to be my plan. And then I've written down a step by step everything that needed to happen, and I'm going to share that with you in the description box below because it worked really, really well. And that was largely the steps that were outlined by Van Windows Direct, which is the company that I purchased them from. So otherwise everything went to plan except for by the end of the day, my hands, I literally had no strength left, and thank goodness my neighbour was around and he helped me do the urethaning, which was the very last thing that had to be done before the windows actually got installed onto the frame of the body of the van. But that was kind of fun. It was great that he was able to help me do that. What else did I learn from today? You know, just a few things generally. It's like, firstly, there's always little things that change along the way, but if you can really outline as many of the steps as possible, you're going to limit surprises, right? And that makes it much more enjoyable. I actually really enjoyed today. I found out that I really enjoy angle grinding. Yeah, with a it's called a flap disc. That's really fun. No, this is the other thing that I learned. I think synthetic fabrics attract metal filings, and if you're that close to them, they get hammered into the fabric. And so I washed my first shirt, but I'm gonna have to get a strong magnet basically to get the metal filings out of the fabric. That wasn't expected. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching. I hope this has been super helpful. Give me a thumbs up if it's been helpful, or just give me a thumbs up for effort. It's a joy to make these for you and hopefully make some of these installation processes much, much easier. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.